The last we have successfully completed how to set up network files, right? I mean, host name setup, IP address setup, port number verifications. I mean, we have configured a lot of things in the last class. So today, the one more important class, we are going to discuss remote services. Remote services is the concept. What is meant by remote services? So you want to connect any remote server. For example, my server is on-premises environment. Maybe the server is in data center location or the server is in the cloud environment. Then how to connect servers remotely and what kind of protocols you will use for connecting remote servers securely. So we will discuss about two important protocols. I mean two important services. One is Telnet and another one is SSH. One is Telnet and another one is SSH. So let me discuss about first what is Telnet. So generally Telnet is a network protocol which is used to connect remote computers over TCP IP network. Over TCP IP network. So you want to connect any remote servers, then we will use the what? Telnet protocol. But Telnet in public network is very bad idea because the security is very less inside the what? Telnet protocol. Okay, because it transmits login data in the clear text format. I mean, everything will be sent in plain text format. So the meaning is, so in the real time, people within the LAN only to connect servers through Telnet. But in the wide area network, it is very bad idea because the data will transfer with plain text format. That meaning is clear text format. So the third party people easily to find your username and password and hack your servers. So that's why in the Telnet, there is no security. So instead of Telnet, people nowadays using SSH. But in the traditional remote connections, everyone uses Telnet only. But once SSH protocol has been arrived, then everyone it is deprecated. I mean uses everyone SSH only. So there is no Telnet. But why Telnet still means for troubleshooting and manipulating various services. I mean the ports are opened or not, the services are running or not. So that purpose, even Telnet is very good idea. But remember that Telnet port number is 23. The Telnet port number is 23. Remember this point. So what is the port number of Telnet? 23 is the port number. But what is the use case of the Telnet? So two important use cases. One is for connecting remote servers, and second one is if you wanted to test if the server was listening on port number. If the server was listening on port numbers, again Telnet also it is a very good idea. So now let me explain how to use the what? Telnet. So for that, I mean today onwards, everyone uses two servers, guys. I mean, please keep it one server as a server host name. I mean, in the last class, we have successfully configured your computer host name is server, and even this server IP address is 192.168.10.254. This is the what? First requirement. And at the same time, I have installed another one VM, I mean another computer, even this computer host name as a client. I mean this computer host name is as a client and even the server IP address is 10.100. So remember, one server is different and another one is different because I want to test communication from one server to another server. So please be install everyone two Linux servers. I mean two Linux VMs and one server as server and another one is as a client. Okay. So now First, I want to install Telnet. What is the protocol name? It is called what? Telnet server is the package name. So please be install first Telnet server because we are installing and configuring Telnet server. If I enter, now Telnet server is being to install. So now the Telnet is successfully installed. Telnet is successfully installed. How do you know that? RPM space -q telnet -server. This is the what server package. Yes, successfully installed. But no need any configurations. So directly you will start the what telnet server systemctl start. So the telnet protocol name is so telnet.socket. I mean the service name is telnet.socket. Then if I enter, telnet service is started. And to make service persistent, I mean at boot time, to enable the service, then systemctl enable it. Then finally, to find the status of the service, systemctl status telnet.socket. So overall, so now it is at an active state. I mean the telnet right now, it is listening, okay, and is 18 seconds ago. Then what listening? I mean it is listening on the port number 23. Even you want to confirm the port numbers, netstat command with PANTL. In the last class, I told you how to verify the port numbers, then netstat command. See this right now, it's listening port number 23. See that the same port number is listening. Okay, this is called what? Telnet installation and configuration. But how to check the given telnet is working or not? I mean that's telnet server connectivity. So for the connectivity purpose, I will go for that another computer of the my system here, which is called what? For example, this is the what client system. So in the client system, and please be install yum install the package name in the client side telnet only. Telnet space your package name. Yum install telnet space -y. Just install the word client package. This is not server, this is the client. For testing, please be install the word telnet package. Now, telnet successfully installed. So how to connect remote server? We can use telnet space. What is your remote server address? And before running, so first we can check the what your remote server connectivity. So ping space 192.168.10.254 is my server. Then if I enter, right, it's connecting. I mean the remote server is alive state. How to cancel this process? Control C. Then Control C is the option. Then how to connect the what? Your telnet server? Telnet space your server address is 192.168.10.254. So if I enter, so now it is asking the login details of the remote server. For example, the remote server username is rom, then password is 1234. See this? Now rom server successfully connected. Actually, we are working on client system, but we have successfully connected remote server. Here we can execute your remote commands on your server machine. But connecting remote servers by using telnet protocol, it is very bad idea. I told you there is no security in the telnet. But in the traditional environment, everyone uses telnet only. But once SSH has been entered, so everyone so ignore the what telnet protocol. So nowadays people are using SSH only. But before going to SSH, so everyone must to know what is the telnet and what are the drawbacks in the telnet. That's why I have been installed and configured telnet protocol. So how to log out your protocol? I mean remote servers, exit is the command. Okay, but even from the Windows people, I mean, so this is my Windows system. Even to connect the what your remote servers by using Windows. So how to connect it? So we can type telnet here. I mean in the search option, type telnet. Here is the what telnet. Then what is the server you want to connect? So let me connect telnet space 192.168.10.254 is my server. So type helper s. Okay, 192.168.10.254. Okay, no need this. I think directly we can use the word telnet. So just to open the word PowerShell, and I think run the command telnet space 192.168.10.254. So now if you run this command, now it is asking login username. What is the login username? Rom, then password is 123. So this is the way to connecting the what? Remote servers by using telnet. So how to connect the what telnet? How to connect the what remote server by using telnet means telnet space your remote server address, or even another solution, we can use the word putty. So what is the use of putty? It is used to connect remote Linux servers from the Windows. It is used to connect remote Linux servers from the Windows. So right now, for example, putty. Open the putty. Now I want to connect remote Linux server 192.168.10.254 is my remote Linux server address. But now we are using Telnet protocol. I mean other Telnet protocol with port number 23. So we are not using SSH. We are using the what? Port 23 with Telnet. Remember this point. So you want to install this putty, just go to the what website? Putty.org. I mean, here is the word putty download. The website name is download putty option. So here is the word download putty. Then where is the tool? Under alternative binary files, here is the word putty.exe binary. So the first one we can download it, 64-bit x86. Directly we can download this tool, but no need any installation. This is directly to open it like this. Okay, right. So now this is the way to download the word putty. Now if I open, now it is asking login username. Okay, let me log in with ROM. Then password is 1234. See that? So now this is the proper way to managing the what? Connecting remote servers. But which protocol is connected? What port number is running? So how do you know that? So then we will use to verify the what server side netstat. It is called what? What are the active port numbers? So now see this. So 192.168.10.254 mission connected through port number 23. So why? Here it is called what? I mean, how do you know that? It is called what? Connection is the what? Established. Established means it is not listening. It is connected. Okay. So you want to exit this. Then again we can check the port number. It is called what? Terminated. I mean, there is no established connections through port number 23. So this is the proper way to connecting remote servers by using Telnet, and also to find the what port numbers in the backend. Right. So this is the what method to check the what port numbers. But another important activity, I mean, people to check the what ports. So right now 3389, I mean Windows protocol is running or not. So how do people know that? I mean the Windows protocol is running or not? Even with Telnet protocol, to check the port numbers, like telnet space 192.168.10.254 space. Okay, right now I want to verify 3389 port number is listening or not. If I enter, see this. So now welcome to Microsoft Telnet, and 3389 is it's running. Otherwise, you will directly operate with Windows PowerShell. Just verify with telnet space, then 192.168.10.254 with port number 3389. So now the 3389 is listening or not. So now here connecting to 192.168.10.250 could not open connection to the host on port 3389, connection failed. Then what is the meaning? The 3389 is right now we are not listening. So now what about the port number 22? So now here is the what SSH 2.0 open SSH 8.7. See, the output is different compared to previous one. So now SSH is the what listening the what port number, but 3389 is not listening. Even this is also great way to verify the what your port numbers like that. So the previous output, this is the what 3389 connection failed, means the 3389 port number is not listening. In case the output is looks like different, then that connection is the what opened. That connection is the what that port is the what listening. This is also one way to verifying the what port numbers from the Windows. But the best protocol, I mean the best command to verifying the port numbers in the Linux environment, netstat is the very good idea. Netstat command is the very well, right? So now this is called what? And simply it is called what Telnet. But just idea about Telnet only. But in the real environment, everyone uses only SSH protocol. That's why even in the AWS environment, your EC2 instances and the cloud instances are everywhere. Everyone uses only SSH, which is called what? Secure shell. So instead of Telnet, people to use only SSH. What is the SSH actually? SSH is a protocol which facilitates secure communications between two untrusted systems using client-server architecture. Again, the same way, you want to connect any remote servers securely, then we will use SSH. It is designed to replace older, less secure terminal application, which is called what Telnet or RSS, use it to log into remote host. I mean, in the earlier Telnet or RSS protocols are there, but instead of this, nowadays people to use SSH only. These two are the what older protocols. Now SSH is the what new one. It is very secure. So that's why we are going to discuss only SSH. Even in the cloud environment, our real environment, everyone uses only SSH protocol. Then before using SSH, what are the main configuration files? Generally, by default, SSH service is running in every Linux operating system. I mean, no need to install any specific commands for the SSH, but already SSH package has been installed and SSH service also running. But what is the package name? So generally for SSH, open SSH-server is the what? The main package name. Package name means what? Software name for the SSH. But you want to change SSH configuration settings, then we will use etc SSH sshd config. I mean this file to maintain SSH configuration settings. But in the client side configuration file, this is the client configuration file. And I think you know that, I mean cloud people. So the instances maintain public key and private key concepts. So I mean that concept completely depending on SSH only. So now what are the keys with extension .pub, which is called what public key, and without extension, it is called what private key. So with help of this SSH configuration, people to create, I mean people to generate private key and public key concept. But I will tell you what is the use of public key and private key later. Just wait. And SSH running with service name is SSHD. I mean the backend SSH server uses the daemon name or service name is SSHD, but it is listening port number 22 by default. So this is called what? Main configuration files for the SSH server. Okay. So now let me confirm. So how to install and configure SSH server. Listen guys, I told you already SSH services running. So in the open SSH -server, if you run this command, see that open SSH server package is already installed. Already installed. Even in the systemctl status SSHD is running. So by default, every Linux operating system running SSH protocol. So no need to install manually. But in case SSH is not installed, then what to do? You will install install open SSH hyphen server package. So just this is the command to install open SSH server package. Then what to do? You will start the what service systemctl start SSHD and systemctl enable SSHD. So in case you want to install new SSH package, this is the proper way. Then we can verify the what status of the service. It's perfectly running. It's listening the port number 22. So how do you know that it's listening port number 22 or not? Then we'll go for netstat PA NTL. So now it's listening port number 22, which is called what? SSHD service. This is the one way how to install and start the SSH server. But now, how to connect servers remotely by using SSH protocol. SSH protocol. But remember, by default, we cannot connect SSH servers. SSH server, by default, we cannot connect. What is the reason? So the backend, some settings are already restricted. I mean, root user is restricted or password authentications are restricted. Lot of settings are restricted. Then where to enable the settings? So what to do? You will configure under etc SSH SSHD in config file. I told you in the server side, the configuration settings are /etc/SSH/SSHD _ config is the file there. This file maintain your SSH server settings, configuration settings. So now remember, so SSH running by default the port number 22. By default the port number 22. So you want to change the port number. Here we can change the what port number. And the second important thing, remember in that case, by default, see this, permit root login, prohibited password. I mean, we cannot log in remotely with root user because SSH server backend permitted login, prohibited yes option is there. So now you want to enable root user. You want to enable root user. Then what to do? See this event. The another setting is login grace time is 2 minutes. The meaning is the what? By default, your session continuously running 2 minutes. In case if you stop the what typing on the remote server, then within after 2 minutes, your session will be log out. Same like your mobile application. Continuously you are working, then application will be fine. In case, so if you stop the what typing or something, not working on the application, within 2 minutes, maybe once grace time is completed, it will session out automatically. Security reason. So you want to enable. So login grace time is, I want just 1 minute only. What is the 1 minute meaning? Or 2 minutes. So in case, if you don't work continuously 2 minutes on the remote system, then session will be closed. And the second setting is permit root login. So now I want to remove the what comment line. So I want to enable root user settings. So then what to do? So permit root login is yes. Then what is the meaning? We can connect this server remotely with root user. And another setting is max auth tries. The meaning is in case if you type wrong password 6 times, so then after 6 times your session will be closed. So now I don't want to give 6 time chances. So now in case if you give wrong password 3 times, then the remote session will be closed. So that is called what? Max auth tries. But how many sessions you want to connect at a time? The max sessions by default 10. You want 20 or 30, enable this field. Okay, the above fields are very important. Password authentication tries, permit root login yes, login grace time 2 minutes by default. Fine. And the next important thing, the another setting is public key authentication setting is yes, no need that settings. And here see, password authentication is yes keyword is required. Generally, password authentication is by default disabled. So then what to do? You need to enable this option. Password authentication is yes. Then what is the meaning? We can connect remotely your server with password. So password authentication is accepted. So please be enable this option. So once these parameters are enabled, then we can save the file and reload your configuration. Systemctl, either we can use reload SSHD or restart SSHD. Okay, now my configuration has been reloaded. Now, how to test it? Now we will go for any Linux operating system, any one Linux operating system, and now try to connect your remote server SSH. I want to connect through root user. Then what is the username? What is the IP address of the server? 192.168.10.254. We are trying to connect from client machine to server. So now if I enter, yes. Are you sure want to continue connecting your server? Yes. Now, what is the password of the root user? So myself, root123 is the password. See this? Successfully, server has connected. This is the what? One way to connecting remote Linux servers. For example, you want to close remote system, exit. Sir, I want to connect the username with ROM only. Then here is the what? Username ROM. Then ROM password is 1234. See that the user ROM successfully connected. But what I'm saying here, you want to close root user. I mean, root user means I told you in the configuration section, if you keep permit root login field is no. Permit root login field is no. Then what is the meaning? We cannot connect root user. You cannot connect remotely with root user. So then if I go for it, save, and again to reload the SSHD, then go for the what? Client system and try to connect with root user. Then again I will give the what? The same password. See this? Permission denied. Even if I type the what? Correct password, permission denied. So it's accepted 3 times only. Again, see that the session has been closed because max auth times are 3 only. So then people what to do? That's why even in the AWS servers, we cannot connect directly with router. So first you will connect EC2 user, then we will switch to what? Root user. But you want to enable root user directly, then in the server level to change the what? Root user settings until you will get a what? With EC2 user only. Because root user is very powerful, so you don't provide the what? Remotely enterprise user account with router. So if you provide it, then everyone trying to log in with root account. So this is the what? One way. And even, okay, I want to enable the what? Root user again. So now what? How to enable the root user? Here in the server level, yes is the option to enable the what? Root user. But after that, reload the configuration. So this is called what? To connecting Linux to Linux. For example, you want to connect the server from the Windows. Again, we can use the word putty. Again, we can use the putty. Okay, let me connect with 192.168.10. My server is 254. but I want to connect through port number 22. That's why every AWS engineer connect remote servers with port 22 in the security group SSH port number 22. Right? We are connecting through SSH direct. Right? Open, accept. What is the username? My username is root. My username is root and password is myself root123. See this? Successfully connected. But you want to connect servers remotely through SSH, you must configure the backend root user settings and password authentication settings and everything. Remember this point. Okay. You want to log out the user, exit also. Okay. Sir, for security reason, I want to change port number. I want to change port number. So how to change the port number? In that case, how to change the port number? Again, in the configuration file, okay, I want to run this port number. For example, I don't want to run the port number with 22. I want to run the port number with 2024. Then what happened? Your server running with port number 2024 only. It's not running with port number 22. Now to save the file, WP exclamation, but any changes in the configuration, definitely reload it. So now the port 22 is not working. Try it. Trying to connect with port 22 and 192.168.10.254. If I enter with 22, then what happens? So connection refused. So security reason. So in the environment, people to change the port numbers in the backend. So this is also what kind of security. Then how to connect the server with ports? If you know the port number, then who knows the port number of the SSH server? I mean the port number right now 2024. I know the port number. That's why I added the port number 2024 for this 10.254. If I open, now it is asking the login username. If I run username root with the password, successfully connected. But what port is running in the backend? So the port you can run netstat PANTL. See this? The port is listening with 2024 for the SSH. It's not listening any port number of 22. So the SSHD listening 2024. This is the proper way to managing remote servers. I mean securely managing. Fine. Again, you want to change the port number. Okay, I will keep my port number back to 22 only. So now I have removed the 202. Okay, the last setting in the SSH, the another one is actually, sir, I want to allow only few people. Generally, in my environment, multiple users are there. Ram is there, Raj is there, and Sarah is there, Max is there, root user is there, multiple users are there. But I want to allow only particular user Razu only. Okay, I want to allow user Razu only. I don't want to allow any other users remotely. Then what keyword is required in the environment? So we can use hosts allow is the keyword, or allow a capital, allow users is the keyword. Under allow users, a capital, u capital. So who are allow? If I write username Raju, then Raju only allow for this remote server. Other users, root, rom, so no one can access. No one can access. Only Raju user is allowed. Let me check. Okay, to save the file. And again, reload the configuration. And now try to check with username, rom, or root, or any other things. So let me check the same port number 192.168.254. Then open. The username is rom now. So even if I give the correct password 1234, see that not accepted. So then which user is valid? only one user is valid. The username is Raju, then password is 1234. See this? Only Raju user is allowed. So this is the way, guys, to managing remote servers in the real time. I mean, how to provide the what security for the Linux servers remotely. So based on your enable settings, so end users will connect and manage your systems. So as a Linux administrator, you need to change the what multiple settings in the SSH server. So based on your enable settings, people will connect and manage your remote servers. Okay, let me close it. And now again, I'll back to my predefined settings. Okay, I want to delete the what all settings like this. Okay, no need remaining. Okay, this is the what one way to managing remote servers. But where is the log files? I mean, who are connected, what time the server has been connected, and who are trying to connect. So how to verify the log files of the SSH? Generally, the log files are under where log secure is there. Where log secure file is there. In the where log secure file, to maintain your logs of SSH. See this? In the August 27th at 8:44, server SSHD session closed for user Raju. And August 27 at 20:44, session opened for user Raju. Okay, but you can check it. ROM user at August 27 at 8:44, error, maximum authentication attempts exceeded for the invalid user password. See that everything is recorded in the Warlock secure. Who are try to connect and what user is connected with the what port number we are listened and what time the user has been connected with what ID they are connected and which user is connected, and logs are recorded very clearly in the Warlock secure file. In the Warlock secure file. Fine. So this is the what one method again in the what Linux environment. I mean SSH server configuration. Okay, the another beauty in the SSH, which is called passwordless login. Passwordless login technique. So this is also an excellent concept in the real time. I mean, how to connect servers without password. How to connect servers without password. The meaning is, for example, I am an engineer. So I want to provide the what credentials for the developers. Okay, in my project, 5 developers are working. 5 members are working as a developers. But I want to provide, I mean, one credential for the user Raju. I mean, Raju developer working on the server without username and password. Generally, Raju developer responsibility is every day he will upload content in the server and he will download the what content from the server. But while uploading content in the server, while downloading content from the server, definitely it is asking every time username and password. But actually, he was a trusted person in the project. But every time asking, every 1 minute, he will upload and download. But every time it is asking password means it is completely nonsense. Okay, then actually first important thing, why need to share root password for the normal users? Why need to share the root password for the developer? So what can I do? I will provide separate access for the user Raju without any password. I mean, while uploading content, while downloading content without asking any password. I mean, no, it's not asking any password. So then how can you implement that process? That is called what passwordless login technique. So from this technique, the cloud people has been implemented key pair concept. Key pair concept. So while connecting cloud servers, no need any password. just we are attached to private key, right? So same process, I mean, the cloud people has been implemented from this technique. That is called what? Passwordless login mechanism. So SSH is a cryptographic network protocol used for secure connection between a client and a server and supports various authentication mechanisms. In this mechanism, to set up an SSH key-based authentication and connect to your Linux servers without entering a password. I mean, no need to enter any password. But by default, it is asking you what password. But without asking any password means how to implement the process. Actually, it follows 3 steps. I mean, while using this configuration setup, the backend it works with 4 files: authorized keys file, private key file, public key file, and known host file. But you must to generate 2 important files: id underscore rsa file, id underscore rsa.pub file. We need to generate these 2 files. What are the 2 files? Public key and private key. But almost the keys are located in every user home directory. .ssh is the what folder name. I mean, by default, keys location is .ssh folder. Okay. So now I will implement the what? SSH passwordless login technique. Generally, this is my server. Okay. In the server, OPT location is nothing. Okay. This is the first important thing. My server IP address is, it is called what? 254. Let me go with client system. This is my client system. In the client system, I'm logging with Raju user account because Raju is a normal user. He is a developer. Every day, this guy responsibility is uploading some files in the server and downloading files from the server. But generally, for uploading and downloading, it is asking password. See that. Now I'm trying to connect the what? Server 10.254. It is asking what? Password, right? But I want to implement without asking any password, right? So how to implement without password? 3 steps process, guys. This is the first step is to generate private and public keys. First step is generate public and private keys. How to generate a SSH key gen? SSH hyphen key gen is the command. This command will generate public and private keys. For Windows people, we can use the word puttygen keyword, puttygen tool. But Linux people, we will use SSH hyphen keygen command. So with help of SSH keygen command, now it is asking where to store your keys. Where to store your keys? I told you by default in the user home directory, .ssh is the location. In the SSH location, it will create a private key and also public key. But I don't want to change the key pair location. So by default, empty. Enter. So what about your passwords? Even it is an empty. And no need to give any input values. All are empty. So now your identification has been saved in the .ssh id underscore rsa id underscore rsa dot pub. So now the key fingerprint is this is which is related to Raju at the rate client.example.com. But where is the keys? Just we will go cd tilde. Tilde indication is the current user home directory. Then slash dot SSH is the location. Within the location, we have 2 files. What are that? id underscore rsa, id underscore rsa dot pub. This is the first step to generate two keys. Then what is the second step? You will keep it, this public key, into your remote server. Into your remote server. So what is our remote server? Actually, I want to connect every day 10.254 system without any password. That's why you will copy public key into your remote server and private key in the local system. Then when you are trying to connect your remote server, then this public key, this private key communicates with what? Our remote server public key. Once both are matched, then it will release the what? Passwordless login. Then how to copy this public key into your remote server? People, how to copy it? SSH hyphen copy ID is the command. SSH hyphen copy ID is the command. Even by default, it will copy public key only. Otherwise, you will mention the file with id rsa.pub. We are copying id underscore rsa.pub file. Otherwise, even if you don't specify the word file name, by default, it will copy public key file only. Then where to copy it? I want to connect every day 192.168.10.254 system. So now copy the what? Your public key into remote server. If I enter, so now it is asking your remote server address. Password. My remote server password is enter. So permission denied. I think the problem is root permission denied option. Okay, so too many authentication failure disconnected because previously we have implemented in the SSH configuration. The root user credentials are permit root login is the yes, it is fine. And what about in the last line? Save the file and run the command systemctl reload SSH. Fine. Then now I'm trying to copy the word file. Then password is root123. So now successfully copied. So now the key has been copied. This is the second step. Public key copied into remote system. So once the key has been copied, now try to connect SSH root at the rate. What is my address? The connection address is SSH root 10.254. If I enter, see that without asking any password, successfully connected. This is the what? Third step. First step is generate keys. Second step is copy public key into remote system. Third step is connected and tested. But now let me exit. And even in the remote server, where is the key? In the user home directory .ssh folder, we have a file authorized keys. We have a file authorized keys. Actually, we have copied public key id underscore rca file, but that file was automatically renamed with authorized underscore keys. Let me confirm it. rm authorized keys file. If I delete it, so now see that there is no authorized keys file. But now again I'm trying to connect the word server. What happens? It is asking password, right? So now the key pair will copy it with name authorized keys. For example, again we are trying to copy. So now root123. So successfully copied. Now again authorized keys files are created. Authorized keys file is created. So the file automatically renamed with authorized keys. Generally we are copied public key file. We are copied id underscore rsa pub. But this file automatically copied in the remote system with name authorized keys. Now once copied, Then check it without any password successfully connected. So this is the way to managing your SSH passwordless login technique. Then now what is the requirement? Passwordless login successfully enabled. Now this Raji user responsibility is the what? Every day Raji user responsibility is the what? Uploading, downloading content to servers without any password. So how to copying content, files between two Linux systems. We can use SCP protocol. So generally SCP is used to transfer files from one computer to another computer over a secure and encrypted connection. It is similar to in earlier RCP, remote copy. So in that case, we will use export and import. Export is nothing but upload the data into server. Import is nothing but so download the what files into client. Right. What is the command to copying files between two computers? SCP is the command. Generally, you know the guys, CP command. CP means what? Copying files within the system only. But you want to copy files between two computers, then SCP is the tool. SCP is the command. But again, SCP is working with SSH protocol only. It's running with port number 22 only. In case SSH server is not running, SCP is not working. Remember this point. It is also one important interview question. SCP running with which protocol? SSH, it's running with port number 22. Fine. So now here my Linux system, user Razu. Let me create a one file. The file name is, for example, DevOps. So I have a one important file. Just now we have been created. What is my role now? I want to upload this file into my Linux server. Then what is the location into remote server? So the remote server location is /opt actually. In the OPT, okay, multiple files are there. In the server level, under OPT, multiple files are there. Okay, let me delete all in the OPT location because I don't need these are all files in the OPT location. Okay, all are deleted. So no files in the OPT. Okay, what is my location right now? OPT. In the OPT, nothing. This is my server. But now from the client system, I want to upload the DevOps file. How to transfer the file? SCP with -r. For files or directories, we can use the word R. Then what file you want to transfer? I want to transfer DevOps file. So where to copy it? I want to copying into user root at the rate 192.168.10.254 in the location of 254 OPT. So I'm trying to copy DevOps file into remote system OPT. If I enter generally, in that case, it is asking password. But without password, it will copy directly because this user has been implemented passwordless log. Then enter. See that DevOps file successfully copied. Now go to your remote system and verify the what ls in the OPT. DevOps file successfully copied. So not only files, even let me create a one directory. The directory name is Oracle. So now I want to transfer the Oracle folder. Then Oracle successfully copied. Then check it in the remote system. ls Oracle folder is copied. Okay. The another one is how to import it. How to import means, okay, in the remote server, AWS file is there. Sir, actually, I want to download AWS file. Then the file is available in the server machine. Then how to download the file? Transfer from the server to client. So right now, in the Raji user, only DevOps Oracle file is there. There is no AWS. Then what to do? Reverse. scp-r. First write the word, your address of this remote system. So the remote system address is this is. Under OPT, the file name is AWS. This file will be copied, transferred into my current location dot. Even you want to download into TMP location, then the file will be copied into TMP. You want to copy it into /home/Raju location, then the file will be copied into Raju. Then what is your current location? /home/Raju. If you check it ls, AWS file has been copied. Okay, even any directory, mkdir, let me create a word directory name Azure. So I want to download the word Azure folder. Then no need to write the word location. Even the current location means indication dot. Dot means current location. See this in the current location. It is not AWS. I want to download Azure. So now if I enter, so Azure folder has been downloaded. It's copied. This is called what? To copying files between two systems. Okay, Linux to Linux or any Unix family system. But sir, the last requirement is my developer is designed on Windows platform. People are working with Windows, but server is Linux. Then how to working on the cross platforms, Linux to Windows or Windows to Linux. Then person to choose the protocol type is WinSCP. That is called what? The last one is WinSCP. What is the WinSCP? It is an open source free SFTP client, and even you can use the what? S3 client, SCP client for the Windows systems. But the main function is file transfer between a local Windows and a remote Linux system. So this is called what? Cross platform, Linux to Windows or Windows to Linux. But it is a graphical user interface and no need to apply any commands. So how to transferring files between Windows to Linux? The person first we need to download WinSCP tool. What is the package name? WinSCP download. So here is the what? WinSCP download. So once you will download WinSCP protocol, just copying on the desktop, it looks like this. This is the what? My WinSCP protocol. Desktop icon. So once WinSCP is installed and open WinSCP, now it is asking, here is the what? Your remote server IP address. So what is your remote server? My remote server is Linux 192.168.10.254 is my remote server. But it's working with port number 22 because SSH 22 is secure. Now I want to transfer into username root and password is myself root 123. Then if you log in your remote server, yes, or update the what keys or no, it is called what? Right. So now we have successfully connected remote Linux server. See this, the screen has been divided into two parts. The screen has divided into two parts. In the left part is Windows, right part is Linux system. For example, this is my desktop. Okay, on the desktop putty is there, putty exe is there. Okay, I want GCP file or the previous one under root location. The files are copied into OPT location. Under OPT, see here, Azure folder, Oracle folder, AWS folder, DevOps. I want DevOps file into on my Windows desktop. So drag and drop. See that DevOps file. I want putty exe tool into here. So putty.exe. You know that. So how to drag and drop. So already you are experts how to drag and drop. Okay. So now here we can use WinSCP tool to download, to transferring between Linux to Windows. You want to change the paths. Here is the what? Okay, in the D drive files or in the C drive files, anywhere we can transfer it. But in the Linux side, this is the what? File system paths, where to transfer and where to download. This is called what? WinSCP protocol. But what about the files into Linux system? So that WinSCP is copied or not. So now let me check. Here it is called what? putty.exe file is successfully copied, right? So this is the way to managing remote servers. I mean, how to enable the what? Your security for the servers, especially SSH configuration. You will face more and more interview questions of the SSH server. Okay. So tomorrow I will continue with the another server. Mostly I will explain DHCP server and NTP server. DHCP and NTP servers. So I will cover the what syllabus. I mean, every day I will explain with the two servers, because in the last week almost I have taken maybe 4 or 5 days holidays. So I will cover the what holidays time and everything. So every day I will take mostly small servers means two and big server means only one. Okay, tomorrow I will take two servers, DHCP and NTP protocol with proning. Okay, so mostly I will be finished in the next week, Thursday or Friday. Right? Thank you. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow. And please be ask me if you have any queries.
Hi, Ram.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have few questions. So for in today's class, just you explain that WinSSP, SCP and SCP, right?
right.
So can you just recall the two? I mean, difference between those two? I mean, I didn't get it.
SCP command use it to transfer
Hmm.
files Linux to Linux.
Okay. This is Windows to Linux.
Cross platform.
Okay. 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 Okay, I got it. The second question is today you have changed the port number of SSH Connect, right?
Mm,
So for every application, there is a port number available,
right.
correct? So we can change the port number only for SSH, or we can
No,
change the port
no.
number for any other.
Based on the what customer requirement, every server or application running with one reserved port number. For
Correct.
example, if I run the what SSH server with port number 22,
Hmm.
everyone knows, okay, the server is running with port number 22. They are trying to connect with reserved port number. But
Correct.
if you change the port number at the backend server level,
Hmm.
who knows the port number? Only those people to connect and manage it. But third party people cannot connect even they know username and password. Then security is there or not?
Yeah. I mean, using the defaults, then there is no
That's why
security.
there is no security, because they know the username and password. Then they will connect the directly server, because server running with default port number. In case if you change the what port number in the backend, they don't know the what changed port number, right? Even they know username and password, they cannot connect.
Correct. I understood, but this will be only this option that changing the port number option is only for
No, no, no.
SSH.
Every server, I mean Telnet also port number, SSH also port number, Docker
Hmm.
also port number, Kubernetes
Hmm.
also port number. So configuration files are there for the every application. Go to
Yeah.
that particular application and change the port numbers.
Okay.
Every application has one configuration file. Within the
Yeah.
configuration file, all settings are available. Okay. Then
Okay.
find the port number in the settings and change the port numbers. Even Tomcat also port number.
Yeah. Got it. So for that, we need to know the configuration file of that particular application.
That's exactly. So that's what in interviews everyone asking what is the configuration file and what is the reserved port numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, got it. The last question is today you have explained us SSH config. I mean, you have made some few changes for the root login.
Hmm.
in the SSH config file, right?
Hmm.
So that is that is the same file which we did previously for enabling password authentication for normal user.
Yes, the same normal users means only one parameter for the root user. By
Mm,
default, every normal user is allowed. But you want to control even normal users, then I told you one keyword, allow users. If you write the word allow users, any
mm,
particular username, remaining all are denied. If you
mm.
don't write the keyword, everyone to allow.
Correct. Okay. So this SSH config file is belonging to the all users for a system, right? It's not like authorized. We will be have authorized keys folder for every user, correct?
Correct.
So the same way this SSH config file is also for every user or for a system.
Every user, every
Okay.
user. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So my
Thank
question
you.
is, when we are like copying huge files uh from one server to the cloud, are we going to use another protocol, or is this SCP and
SCP or WinSCP only. So
SCP?
even if
Yes.
you have multiple files, but no issues, but multiple files commands is, for example, say this. For example, I want to upload the what multiple files in my local system. For example, here is the what only Oracle file, but I want to upload multiple files. Then we can write AWS file or DevOps file or Azure file. Then what happens? These three files are the sources. Then what is your target? OPT is your target. Or some people what to do? For example, I have a folder in the OPT. Within the OPT, I have use files. I want to transfer all files into remote server OPT. Then we can write the word star. Star is nothing but it will read all files in the location of OPT. Then all files from the source to destination it will copy. Or I want to copy, I have a files with extension only Python. Then what happened? Under OPT, only Python extension files will be copied into OPT. So we can manage multiple ways. Clear my point?
Okay, yes.
So I have a last question, just 1 minute. This is not related to today's class.
No, no, no. This is the related to today class only. I told you it is called what AWS file. But he is
Mm,
asked me in case multiple files are there, how can you transfer at a time? Then we can write
No,
the word multiple file names.
my question is not related to today's class, I'm saying.
Ah, okay, okay. Tell me.
Yeah, there is a one topic second, where we change the targets. I mean, multi-target, multi-user dot target, and some graphical user and
That
non-graphical
is the
user
boot
targets are there.
process.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So in that, we have some numbers like graphical the multi-user target has 5 number, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So for multi-user non-graphical also, I just gone through it. It is indicating the 5 number only.
No,
When
multi-user command line interface is three only, but multi-user graphical means what? Five only. Only
yeah.
these two settings are important for us. You want to run the OS with graphical user interface, keep the setting five. But the
Hmm.
server running with three only, then it is a server with command line interface only. It's not graphical user interface settings. But in the real time, servers are running with three. So that's why AWS instances are running with three only. We don't have any graphical user interfaces.
Yeah, I mean, when you run systemctl get default, it is
Mm.
showing as multi-target, multi-user dot target, which is
Uh,
non-graphical thing. For that, it should be three. You are saying correct?
graphical user target means five.
Correct. But if I can just share you the screenshot by tomorrow,
Say
if you can.
run level
Yeah.
3. What is my run level here?
5.
Then 5 is nothing but what? It is running currently
Graphical. Yeah.
graphical user interface. See,
Hmm.
I have another server. For example, this is see that it is asking login username and password. It is not graphical. It is a command line. So if I run level, what is the run level?
3.
I see, because it is not graphical user interface. It is a command line OS. There is no GUI. That's why it's running 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank
But
you.
real-time servers are running with 3 only, but not 5. Okay,
Okay.
because they don't want a graphical user interface. Security reason, they will take the what command line interfaces only.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yes, I
Thanks.
have one question. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if someone knows the server IP address, then they can directly connect to our server through Telnet, right? So,
See, if someone knows the what your IP address, but definitely they want to know the what username and password, right? But by default, they will trying to connect the what username with root. Correct.
okay, for
That's
Telnet,
why
we are not using the
we cannot
user.
connect the what root user with the Telnet. Even not only Telnet and not only SSH, real-time servers mostly restricted root users. This is the reason, because everyone knows the what root user, and even root user is very powerful. Correct.
Yeah.
If unfortunately with root user they are connected, then what happen? They will grab the what important data from the server. So that's why they are restricted root users by default. So what is the reason to people connect? First, they are connected with normal user. Then from that user, they will switch the what root user and work on that.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah, and like I'm saying that there is no security, right? If we directly connect from using Telnet, if we connect from one system to other, we know the
Yes.
IP address.
Right.
So, like, how to avoid that for security?
How to?
Like, anyone is blocking anything blocking the public IP addresses for the server.
Are you asking this Linux question or any other questions?
No, Linus, today we connected through Telnet, right? So if anyone knows the IP address, then he can directly connect to our
See,
server.
anyone knows the what IP address means? They are trying to connect the what with even they are typing the what username and password also, right? Only IP we cannot connect.
Okay.
Only
Okay.
IP, how it is possible? I will say the what my public IP address. Is it possible to connect the instance?
Okay.
Even if you know the
Okay.
IP address, username, password also required.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you guys. Thank you very much.